so nervous today. I keep trembling, but let's start. There's one vivid memory of my childhood that I'd like to share.
When I was 7, I received the shoes with shoelaces for my birthday. At that time, I never wore shoes with shoelaces. So I practiced at tying my shoelaces for hours. I was very passionate back then, so I practiced at tying my shoelaces for hours. Nevertheless, as you might expect, I didn't succeed in tying my shoelaces. In my mom's memory, I ignored my parents' word to comments and said, "I haven't succeeded yet." Then I cried out of anger, "I'm not going to sleep until I get it done." Efforts never betray you, they say, but is that always the case? As time passed by, I became a high school student. Competing with various talented friends in my new school, I felt frustrated again. I thought I'd tried hard, but there were so many cases where I didn't get good results. Now, I don't cry, nor am I so angry as I was when I was 7, but I still feel a great fear and frustrations about failure. But one day, a thought suddenly popped into my head. Now I can tie my shoelaces. Like I did, think about the experiences you tried to do something well. When you first learned to ride a bicycle, I bet you fell to the ground numerous times. Don't you remember the experiences of fixing countless cover letters and practicing interviews to get into our school? I'm convinced, presumably, if your memory serves right, you can easily remember what you did that you didn't do well in the very beginning. I'm convinced that there are times when others don't know whether you have made efforts, no matter how small or big they may be, to achieve something.
Yet people often see only the result of what we do and did not know about the every efforts and the behind the scenes stories. When the result don't lead to successes, they tend to immediately say, "You failed." So, what are the real successes that people conventionally say? Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a success as a favorable or desired outcome, but this definition makes us feel as if we are far away from it. Well, this may be true to some extent, but it does not represent what the real success is. From my perspective, success is not built up by big achievements, but by small mistakes. We constantly make mistakes in our lives that makes us despair. Yet through these experiences, we learn things that we didn't know before. For example, do you remember when you were too young to walk without falling? The truth is that as we grow up, we learn how to appropriate through those memories of numerous mistakes. Like this experience, we gradually evolve through those frustrating but essential processes to become better people. Therefore, both the process of failure and overcoming it are all included in the process of true success.
Some might feel that success is about earning thousands of dollars or having the power to do anything. However, according to hedonic adaptation, scholars say that sudden happy feelings from material power do not last long. In the primitive era, when survival itself was the only purpose, hedonic adaptation helps human beings to adapt and recover even if they suffer pain or sadness. Truth be told, it can be applied to happiness too. When you buy a new car or the luxury house, the happiness from it cannot last long. As a consequence, you buy more expensive items, and as such behavior repeats, you will be never satisfied. This is far from the happiness that we always seek. Success is what you can get when you build more things on your failure. Failure, which people commonly call hardship, lurks everywhere, but it also helps us to produce better outcomes. You might as well remember what you learned about famous people in history class. Even Edison made thousands of mistakes to make only one purple light bulb. Many people laughed at him for being stupid, but he finally made an invention that completely changed our lives. Had he given up, he could not succeed as a genius, and there wouldn't have been a revolutionary game changer. To be honest with you, we don't even need to think about all those famous people that we learned from history class. We can think of ourselves as great examples of true success. Each and every one of you is experiencing the process of true success, even without you knowing. What I'm trying to say is that all of us, myself included, went through numerous times of mistakes, but moved on to become what we are and who we are. Over the years, we have made great numbers of trivial, minor blunders, and academically performed more poorly than we originally anticipated. So the idea that we're not good enough, which is a lie in my opinion, brings us down. It ruins our mood and hope. Let me be more specific about this. Let's take our beginning here, for example. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I did have a hard time adjusting my life in the dorm. Because of the fact that I had never lived separately from my parents before, everything was new and I needed to experience setbacks and even frustrations. Nevertheless, over time, as I got used to my life here, now I can say I feel comfortable living in the dorm. When I first got in the dorm, I didn't know how to clean my dorm, including the bathroom. But now I have become a person who knows about cleaning tools as well as my mom does. Not only that, I enjoy living with friends, especially eating ramen with my friends. Secretly, okay. Not only that, yeah, I enjoy living with friends. And I think abiding by the rules is the part of the system in which I can freely do what I can possibly do. I believe all of you guys remember the time when we just got into Seoul Global High School. Our school has a variety of subjects that we had not heard of before. For example, English conversation, public speaking and presentation, and microeconomics. Have you guys ever heard of that before entering our school?
No.
Yeah, right? So, frankly speaking, I also had never heard of the fact that a speech can be divided into so many types. And also, what is the price elasticity of demand? And what's the game theory? I have no idea. However, our school also teaches with English. However, I have never lived in an English-speaking country or even other foreign countries, so I cannot easily get used to my life here. But I ask thousands of questions that I even sometimes think of as silly questions. However, it sounds paradoxical. Do those questions give me more confidence and even accumulate knowledge about the subjects? Interestingly enough, what that notation is what Niels Henrik David Bohr, who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1922, said. He said, an expert is a person who has made all the mistakes that can be made in a very narrow field. It seems to me that I need to make a lot more mistakes to become an expert. Let me just say that the fact of the matter is that all of us are unique individuals and are destined to be successful only if we embrace the process of setbacks and try to do better the next time.
To sum up, we can achieve success when we're faced with so-called failure. In fact, failure is a subject that we can get over or even something that we have anticipation for. I want you to know that unless we experience failure, we cannot get a true taste of real success. No wonder it's a cliche, but failure is the mother of success. There is one clear reason why we shouldn't be afraid of failure. Rather, we should brace ourselves for whatever is coming, knowing we will be better off as long as we understand the process of failure. Based on failures, we can attain wisdom and muster up the courage to get over those small mistakes. The overall process of getting through hardships and becoming a better person than before is the whole meaning of true success. Thanks for listening.